Well, here we are, a tour of Crack Spanner storage facility, where most of the stock's kept so as not to upset my housemates too much. Start by the front door. British standard Whitworth taps from 3/16 all the way up to 5/8. British standard fine in the same sizes. And we've got UNC and UNF in the same sizes as well. Haven't got any 9/16 UNC or UNF in at the moment, but got the others. This is what we've got in either really small or really large. These are UNC, UNF, BSF, just a selection of whatever the larger sizes we've got. British Association, and we've also got some old school conduit dies in there as well. We've got most sizes of BA available. Some of them are carbon, some of them are high-speed steel. And here we've got, this is American gas at this end, and this is British standard pipe, mostly taper, I think. There's probably a few parallel in there as well. So quite a selection there, probably from 1/4 inch up to 1/2 inch at the very least. Then we've got this converted coffee storage thing. We've got inserts of varying types. They're all available. We've got a selection of old files. Not much call for those at the moment. A few lathe tools of different sizes and standards. We've got thread gauges. We've got feeler gauges in both imperial and metric. We've also got drill bits galore. Those are imperial drill bits, and those are metric drill bits. We've got center drills, counter sinks and counter bores. We've got a selection of end mills, metric at the front, imperial at the back. Spring calipers, non-sprung calipers, selection as always. We've got some handmade machine scrapers made from a load of old files by the look of them. Nice quality though. Not the kind of thing you see very often anymore. Engineering stones, quite a selection. They're always handy things to keep around the workshop. We've got some, I think these are tapered reamers potentially. And I think the 2 boxes are Morse taper drills. Then we've got more reamers. These are taper reamers and adjustable reamers. We've got punches galore. If you need a punch, you know where to come. So we've got center punches, parallel punches, taper punches. Oxyacetylene accessories. Nice selection of them. So if you want to convert your welding torch to a cutter as well, give me a shout. I might have the right size for you. Drill chucks. So we've got 1 Morse taper one left. No, 2 Morse taper ones left, and the rest are screw fit. And a couple on the remains of shanks from wherever they came from. Selection of machine reamers. And we've also got some hand and chucking reamers as well. So need any of those, I'm your man. Moving on, got some great Clarkson Autoluck fly cutters. I've got 2 of these. One's got the screws to hold the bit, the other hasn't. We've got a stack of parallels you'll have seen on my Facebook page. I realise I've just changed the aspect ratio of the video. And moving on, we've got an old school Whitworth threading tool. Goes up in 8s. Could be useful for someone who prefers this style of tool. Extra long wooden drill bits. Coventry die head with a few chasers. This is quite an unusual item. It's a BSA height gauge, so it's from British NSF, but it's actually stamped BSA Automotive on the base, so not something you see every day. Selection of surface gauges, scriber blocks, whatever you like to call them. We've got an apprentice-made drill vise here. It's really quite a hefty thing. You could probably do some milling on that as well. Then we've got a Draper DTI. It's missing the tip and it's also missing the glass, so a bit of a restoration project, as is the mag base it's sitting on. As you can see, it's missing the switch and typically it's turned off at the moment. We've got a couple of old gauges, so PSI gauge. This is a Speedo from some kind of boat. Not that I know a great deal about boats. Down the bottom we've got some vintage spanners. Those are Whitworth ones, and this is most of a metric set of ring spanners, missing one spanner annoyingly. A few old-fashioned tin snips, a few oddments, some kind of compound that's adjustable in every different angle. If you know what it's for, I'm sure it's really useful. What I think is a tool bit holder off a shaper. It's actually adjustable on the angle it sits at. This came in the other day. It's a really great parts washer. It's a Sealy, and as you can see, it's been really cleaned up nicely by its previous owner. Ready to go to work, perfect for your small workshop. It's even on wheels, so it's not going to be in your way. You can move it around the place, out of the way. We've got some vintage toolboxes here. Please return to somewhere. Don't know where that was. And then in this wooden case, we've got a 1/8 inch to inch BSPT threading kit. That's another toolbox. Then in here we've got a 1 inch to 2 inch BSPT threading kit as well. That's got some spare jaws with it. That's an amazingly hefty piece of kit. This box, it's got some of a timing lamp for a diesel, for setting up diesel engines, but annoyingly it's not complete, so I keep an eye out for those. We've got an old carpenter's box with what may be the original saws on the top of it, and it's also full of some goodies for those who like carpentry. Saws, screwdrivers, augers, a couple of vintage planes, a nice couple of mallets. Just great if you want to take up carpentry as a hobby. We've also got the welding heads for a BOC Type 4 cutter gen. Annoyingly, I haven't got the torch, and Type 4 torches don't seem to come up very often. We've also got a complete BOC Sapphire Type 2 torch setup. And you can see it's got the original Type 2 handle, cutting head, and in the top it's also got all of the welding torches you'd use as well. That's brilliant for those of you who want to take up welding, gas welding, or just want something a little bit quirky to sit on the mantelpiece, or to show your customers how it used to be done. You can see it's in surprisingly good condition for its age. You don't see them like this very often anymore. We've also got box spanners, a selection of small automotive tools. We got some pipe wrenches. My housemate's bike. We've got a Champion high-speed drill to do with a new motor, but it's all complete, it all turns. Not the sort of thing you see every day, much higher quality than what you'll buy in today. Myford ML4. What kind of workshop doesn't have a Myford kicking around? So this is on a cast base plate, so it'll fit anywhere in your workshop that you need it to. And you know, that's ready to go there as well. Has a few change gears. And that's what we've got in stock at the moment. Nice little milling slide for a small lathe. And big hold down kit for a milling machine. Amusingly, the two items did actually come from the same place. So I think bit of a difference between what you'd mill on a lathe and obviously what the gentleman was milling on his milling machine. So anyone wants anything, give us a shout. We're on Facebook, facebook.com/cracked-spanner, and yeah, give us a like and a share if you've enjoyed the video. And I hope I've not said too many times. So this is Cracked-Spanner tour of my storage facility. Hope you enjoyed.